What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topic, tweets, videos you want me to talk about tomorrow? Hey guys, today is Monday, April 29th, man. I know you guys can't believe this, but we are already like 1/3 through the way of the entire year. Like, I feel like time is going by so fast, but unfortunately time stops for no one. So yeah, let's get into today's news because a lot happened over the weekend that you probably need to know about. Guys, before we get further in today's topics, I'm happy to announce that today's video is sponsored by Dbrand. Dbrand is a company that excels in making heavily customized accessories for electronic devices. Phones, laptops, gaming systems, controllers, AirPods. If you can think it, they definitely have it. In case you guys didn't know, Dbrand just came out with a new case series. It's called Hydro Dip. You guys ever see one of those videos where somebody like dip something into this really huge pool of like weird looking paint and it comes out looking really freaking cool? Well, now you can have that on your phone or your Steam Deck or your AirPods. These bad boys come in a myriad of different types of patterns and designs that I'm sure will aim to delight. And that's kind of it, really. Good aesthetics with a nice good phone grip case. Dbrand just does not fail, and that's why they're official partner of the channel. Really, new phone case with a really awesome grip. What more do you need? Head over to dbrand.com/omni and grab yourself one of the Hydro Dip cases and join me in looking nice and drippy. And again, special thanks to Dbrand for sponsoring today's video. So Bayou Laksana said, you already know, and we guys have to talk about one of the wildest dramas that I have ever seen, not ever seen, but over the weekend, Stellar Blade, okay? This game has so much discord around it from when it first was about to come out up until the weekend of when it was about to come out until now. And apparently it's turned political again. That's right. Stellar Blade here. You guys tweeted me to this tweet that says, I'm crying, bro. This is one of the saddest things I've seen. And there's a picture here by this guy named Mark Kern who goes by Grums on Twitter. And it says, free Stellar Blade. Apparently they wanted to get some signatures here to talk about what's going on with Stellar Blade. If you don't know what occurs, Stellar Blade is this new game that's coming out that's kind of like a mixture of like Nier Automata. The girl looks very cyberistic and she's almost naked and everything, right? Lots of blood, lots of gore, and people were like, whoa, this is the new kind of game I've really been wanting to play for the graphics. I can't wait to watch the graphics. But when the game dropped, apparently there were a lot of changes from what was in the demo versus what's in the actual game. Starting with this picture that goes very hard, you know, Linus Tech hard art. Oh my gosh. So in the game, Stellar Blade, there is a picture here where there's some graffiti that says hard, and then it's right next to a shop that says R shop, and people like screen capped it, put it on Twitter, and then obviously everyone went to town on the fact because, you know, the hard R referring to the N word with the ER, and people were like, oh my God, that's crazy that's in this game. Stellar Blade and the team was like, oh snap, I didn't even know that was a thing. Went in there and basically wrapped it up, and they changed the word hard to like crime. So now it's crime R, and then people are making jokes because crime R is like crimer, and crimer I think apparently means like a black person who commits crime or something. I don't know. It's like still a slur or slang, but whatever. That was the first kind of like change where people were like, oh snap, we got some crazy day one patches here. The second censorship here that a lot of people are talking about is apparently the gore. So in the actual demo, and I remember this part because this was really cool, she fights somebody, she kills like some random stupid boss or whatever, and blood comes out and her entire body is drenched in blood, and people are like, oh snap, this is crazy. Mortal Kombat levels of kind of like gore and bloods and bloody. And then apparently the patch that occurred that kind of took away some of that gore happens here. You can see here she's no longer covered in the same amount of blood that she did, which means that during this game, at this point and probably in other points of the game, it sounds like some of the blood and gore got dialed back from the demo. I guess the equivalent here that you can think of is if you're playing Mortal Kombat, right? And you see the demo, and you're like, oh my God, this is super bloody and gory. Look at all this blood. And then you play it and you're like, wait a minute, they dialed it back. It's not as, the fatalities are not as bad as they were. Why are they, you know, taking it back? And who did it? Was it Sony? People want to know, was it Sony? Or was it Shift Up, the actual developers who created the game? Because why would you take that away after saying that that was there in the, you know, pre-patch? And last, but definitely not least, it looks like the protagonist of the game got some also makeover changes where she was less revealing than she was in the demo and all of the video plays that you've seen. As you can see here in this picture right here on the left, she had a top on, and you can see the cleavage right here in the middle, and you're just like, yeah, this game, graphics, phenomenal. I'm going to go ahead and pre-order it. And then you pre-order it and start playing, and you see that your lovely waifu has now put on a laced bra to cover up that cleavage that you bought this game for. And people are like, no, not my boobies.
I don't know why the obvious needs to be stated, but I'll state the obvious. The issue is not, oh, we can't see no titties, we can't see more hips, we can't see more abs. That's not the issue. The issue is the hypocrisy. The issue is the censorship. And the issue is the blatant gaslighting and lying. Because you can't tell me that this is okay. You can't tell me that this is okay. And then sit here and say that this is too much. It's hypocrisy. It doesn't make any sense. Look, you're not a gooner or a sex addict or any of these other kind of buzzwords they want to throw at you just because you don't want to see something censored.
Look, this man lost me like at the beginning of the video when they said it's not about seeing the hip dips and the that's what it is for me. That's what I want to see. What the heck are you talking about? None of this matters. Give me more mechanics. Give me more jiggle physics. I am the goon here, okay? Speak for yourself. Y'all want to talk about censorship. I just want more freedom of eyes. Let me stop.
Calling out hypocrisy is not saying, oh, I want to see more sex. It's no. Can you just do it one way and then have the other way as well? Let me give you an example that y'all will understand. That's like getting upset in The Last of Us Part 2 when the child got punched into a garage door. But then you sat there and played No Russian in Modern Warfare 2. It doesn't make any sense. The whole thing is the hypocrisy. It has to stop. The gaslighting has to stop. Stop trying to act like it's one thing when you know it's the other.
So, yeah, that's just kind of one of the people who are upset about it. I guess there's hypocrisy for them not wanting censorship in the games. And again, my standpoint being that I've said many times is I honestly don't care that enough to protest against it, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's no skin off my back. So this, ladies and gentlemen, has created an all-out war. You had one side of the fence here being like, man, okay, whether it was Shift Up, the developer, or whether it was Sony, this is basically false advertising, okay? You presented the game in a certain way, and then you censored it. The actual game that came out that people have already pre-ordered is basically being censored in all of these different ways that I don't even know about. Okay, I haven't even played the game yet. I'm waiting to kind of play it maybe sometime this week on Twitch. But you did light censorship to her outfits. You did light censorship to the gore, and people are still using the whole concept of the hard being changed. I don't think anyone really cares that got changed. So some people are trying to make that a deal. But the whole point is that the game changed in ways that were kind of like people were saying is censorship, and they don't like the fact that it kind of crept into the game in that way. A lot of people feel like they don't like the principle of censorship happening in video games in the way that it did. On the other hand, you have other people on the other spectrum who are saying, bro, it's not that serious. It's just some internet boobies. There's a few pixels that are being covered up, okay? Why are you making this a big deal? So you got these two sides of the story, and people, I think, are trying to figure out, was it Sony who did the censoring, or was it Shift Up? And why? I also forgot to mention that there's another side, probably you and many people, the majority of the side, who are just playing the game and they don't care. They see the drama in the Discord, so they're just like, this is stupid. Anyway, I like this game. I'm about to play it, or I just beat it in like 13 to 20 hours. Not too bad. 7 out of 10, you know, great out of great. So yeah, you got the people who are just playing the game and then moving on. And then you got the people who are kind of fighting about it on Twitter. Anyway, let's go to the actual website, the change.org here that we saw earlier that I think was created by Grumps. Apparently there are 46,000 signatures, almost at the $50,000 signature goal to free Stellar Blade. Continuing for what Grumps had said earlier in here, was said, we as gamers want this content back. We relied on it. We made the game the #1 pre-order worldwide because of it, and this is the true game we want. Stellar Blade is more than a game. It has become a cultural beacon for freedom of expression in a time where game publishers like Sony are censoring games more than ever. Stellar Blade was a breath of fresh air, and gamers rallied behind it because it meant things were changing, getting better. The voice of creative freedom was ringing loud and clear. But for reasons unknown, the game was censored, changes were made. What we received after our good faith purchase was not the same as advertised. Those laces, ladies and gentlemen, and some of the blood being taken away, you know, they feel like that it was kind of crept up onto them. Very small, minute, but kind of enough to I guess, spark a online change, I guess, to protest. We believe in the game, we believe in Shift Up, and we are asking to get the game we believed in, revert the censorship changes, patch the game, and you will find that even more gamers will join and support you. All gamers can help by signing this petition. It will be printed in Korea and delivered in Korea to Shift Up offices, and physically printed and delivered to Sony PlayStation North America offices. Spread this petition on social media with the hashtag #FreeStellarBlade hashtag. Now, look, if you guys want to sign the petition and you believe in this, go for it. If your freedom of speech is that important that you need to sign this signature to go yell at some some Korean devs and Sony, then go for it. For me, I honestly don't care. It's not that big of a deal to me. If you play the game right, the booty and the jiggle and the physics, don't worry, it's there, okay? It's still there. But that's the Stellar Blade discourse in a nutshell. I guess you can go into both sides a little bit more in terms of their ideologies and beliefs or whatever, but people are literally calling each other idiots and raciing them left and right about this whole concept. In my opinion, I don't like censorship. I'm not Team Grums. But I feel like, especially if you come out with a game and then you come back and you change it, I don't know how many changes were made, but I feel like more is better. And I feel like games like that are censoring things for, I don't know why, right? You got games like Mortal Kombat that are way more gory than, you know, what you would see on freaking Stellar Blade. And you have other games that are way more sexual too as well. You got freaking Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate, where they were just straight up having full-on sex, nudity and everything, right? So why did Shift Up or Sony or whoever have to cover up the cleavage is kind of confusing. But I'm not going to join into the conspiracies of unproven facts about people saying, oh, it's because Sony hates this or Shift Up hates that. People are now turning this into their ideas of why it's happening and kind of following false trails. I'm not going to go into that much detail because at the end of the day, I don't care about it that much. I wish there was less censorship, but I am not so upset about the kind of creep that we got that I feel like that I need to go and protest and make a change about it. You guys can let me know how you feel about it, okay? Do you feel like the censorship was whack and you want to go sign that petition and be Team Gruns and go fight the way? Or do you feel like this was a nothing burger and people are just a little bit too horny and they just need to go sign on X video? Another topic that you guys asked me to talk about was Gary's Mod, which is something that I have heard over the years and I actually just never knew. It's a playground type thing, I think based off the Valve Steam Half-Life game where basically you can turn Nintendo characters or any characters that you can think of into life, and people have making montages where you see Mario or Sonic or people from Team Fortress 2 doing wacky things. It's the reason why all of these crazy videos and the birth of like Skibbity Toilet and all this stuff. Gary's Mod was one of the first mods that brought the characters of life of video gaming and anime in a way where people could just do whatever they want with it. It's a sandbox type game. Well, Star Gamer and a lot of you guys told me to talk about this really quickly, saying Nintendo is back on their BS. That's right. Nintendo has been on a rampage, shutting down emulators and people and groups and Patreons and putting people in jail. Nintendo ninjas have been active on full force, making sure that nobody does anything with their IPs that they didn't approve of. And it says here, Gary's Mod is removing 20 years worth of Nintendo related workshop items due to take down requests from Nintendo. Quote, if you want to help us by deleting your Nintendo related uploads and never re-uploading the game, that would help us a lot. In which it says, some of you may have noticed that certain Nintendo related workshop items have recently been taken down. This is not a mistake. The takedowns came from Nintendo. Honestly, this is fair enough. This is Nintendo's content and what they allow and don't allow is up to them. They don't want you playing with that stuff in Gary's Mod. That's their decision. We have to respect that and take down as much as we can. This is an ongoing process, and as we have 20 years of uploads to go through. Oh my God, these guys are getting eviscerated from the internet. How do you remove 20 years of content? Nintendo is literally trying to Thanos snap a part of history to say that it doesn't exist. Why wouldn't Nintendo just be like, hey, can you stop going forward, right? Like, why erase the history of, allow it to happen for 20 years and be like, hey, go back and erase Nintendo is just so wild, man. Their practices are so insane and barbaric, but they're Nintendo. They can do whatever the hell they want. They're the strongest gaming company in the entire freaking planet, so whatever they say goes, and they got the money and the power to do so. Mind you, as I learned more about the situation in Gary's Mod, I realized that Gary's Mod was like the origin of almost every single funny video that you've ever seen, basically, that probably had some random video game character flying around doing things, okay? So he was like the grandpa of the internet. People were saying like, Omni, how do you not know about Gary's Mod? It's because back in the day, right, I wasn't looking at YouTube videos. I was playing Super Smash Brothers Melee like 15 hours a day nonstop. There's a point in time in my life, in my gaming career, right, where literally all I did was do one thing and one thing only, okay? So I have like a gap in my freaking history, okay? I'm still a gamer, right? But I just, you know, I did not evolve at all at one point in time. I just could only play Melee for like 8 years straight. Anyway, Gary had tweeted and said, yes, We have got your emails and DMs. We have seen your threads. We're doing our own investigations. We need to take these things seriously, particularly from Nintendo. But we also can't let people misuse DMCA takedown. So people were worried that somebody was going around false flagging and pretending to be Nintendo. This is a situation where somebody kept in there and was like, hey, I'm Nintendo and I'm telling you to take this down. And people were like, okay, that's not Nintendo. It's a fake person. But then people were like, hey, I've been assured that the takedowns have been verified by Nintendo as legit, so this will continue as planned. Sorry. So at first we thought we were going to get like a save because it was an imposter. Comes to find out, it was not an imposter. Yeah, that's Gary's mod, and that's what's happening with it. It's officially getting taken down. But 2004, that's 20 years ago, and now they want them to go back and destroy everything Nintendo related. Again, it's the reason why people keep hating Nintendo. They feel like they're being a little bit too barbaric, especially when people aren't doing anything harmful with their IPs here. But they want that full control. They legally deserve it. They can have it. Just people are like, damn, bro, man, you're so out of touch. These are some old roots that you got. You realize like things like Gary's mod and using your IPs in these ways aren't harming your product. If anything, it's just making people want to buy more Nintendo games. People are having fun with your IPs. People are making really fun Pokemon games and emulators. That they're really creating a lot of stuff from the games and Nintendo that they like. And I feel like they kind of want that kind of like, no, I want this line. You are not allowed to do anything with our games in a way. I don't care how much you love Nintendo. You are not allowed to do anything fun if it doesn't involve us delivering you the fun and you paying us for that fun. That's kind of just what it feels like. But yeah, you guys can let me know how you feel about it. Rest in peace to Gary's mod. Nintendo takes another person down, and I tell you what, it's not going to be the last. So this one's pretty breaking, by the way. Very important. You might not care. Okay, net neutrality. I'm sleepy, Omni. I'm skipping this. I don't really care. This does impact you directly and every person that you know, and a lot of people don't know what it means. So I'm just going to give you a quick TLDR on the fact that, yeah, the FCC just voted to restore net neutrality. The commission has decided to fully restore the net neutrality rules repealed under Trump. This decision will help ensure fair access to open internet for all. You guys have electricity at home, you know, and you plug something in there and then suddenly you have electricity and it's plugging. Well, imagine if you plug in your PlayStation and suddenly your electricity bill skyrockets because, you know, plugging in a PlayStation is a premium electricity service. Suddenly, electricity isn't just used as a tool to generate all of the products that you have. Electricity instead is put behind a paywall and tiered in a way where how you use that electricity is regulated. And not only that, imagine if there are some electronic equipments that you have that you can't plug into the wall and get electricity from because somebody from the electric company says, no, that equipment that you have is not allowed to be powered up. Well, that's what just happened with the internet, or was happening with the internet. With net neutrality, all of that is essentially getting abolished, and the internet is going to be a free space where you can essentially use it however you please. I mean, I'm sure you can use it in terrible ways, but also you can use it in ways that aren't being regulated and monetized by ISPs, aka your internet service provider. So this article from NPR by Emma Bowman says, net neutrality is back. US promises fast, safe, and reliable internet for all. That's right. Internet packages being tiered and being throttled by your ISP on purpose. They're purposely making your internet slower than what it really is so that you can basically upcharge and pay more for you to get faster internet. Consumers can look forward to faster, safer, and more reliable internet connections under the promises of newly reinstated government regulations. The FCC voted 3-2 on Thursday to reclassify broadband as a public utility, such as water and electricity, to regulate access to the internet. The move to expand government oversight of internet service providers come after the COVID-19 pandemic exposed the magnitude of the digital divide, forcing consumers to rely on high-speed internet for school and work, as well as social and health support. If you think about it, yes, the internet is quite literally a resource that, you know, everybody in the fucking world depends on, bro, as much as water and electricity. Okay, it's a resource at this point. Because the government deems internet access as an essential service, the FCC is promising oversight as if broadband were a public utility. In doing so, the government aims to make providers more accountable for outages, require more robust network security, protect fast speeds, and require greater protections for consumer data. And that's the long and short of it. We can go into the weeds of it, but I promise you it's really boring. I think it's one of those situations where it's going to be a kind of we see type of information. It sounds like the best thing that's going to happen is you're going to be browsing one of those websites, your video is going to download a little bit faster. That buffer that you used to got is going to go away, and you're going to be like, yes. Thank you, net neutrality. In gaming news, there is a rumor that Kingdom Hearts, our beloved, is going to actually be made into a full feature film developed by Disney. Oh my God. I feel like I get chills and goosebumps every time I see this picture, man. But for two different reasons, because Kingdom Hearts, when that came out a long time ago and I played that, I feel like it kind of shaped my view on RPGs and gaming. It was such a historic moment and such an important game because it kind of took things to another level in a way that I just did not think could ever exist. It's just an immaculate game. But also when I see this picture, I think about all of the future iterations of Kingdom Hearts that have come out and I'm just like, bruh, what happened? I don't understand anything, bro. Why did you do this? You got all these different Kingdom Hearts that I don't understand. And I know some of you are at home like, Omni, okay? You just don't understand the lore, okay? What you got to do is play Kingdom Hearts 1, and then you play the remix, and then you play this, and then you play 2, and then you play the Game Boy Advance one, and then you go back and play the PlayStation 2, and then you get the HD Classic, or you just buy the bundle and then get blah, 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 blah. It's complicated, bro, okay? I'm not stupid. I understand storylines, and I don't know what the hell's going on with Kingdom Hearts anymore, and I don't really care because when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, I will be playing that bad. Wait, not even 3. 4. That's right. We're past the whole point of waiting for 3. We're waiting for 4. Where is that bad boy? But yeah, full feature film, which I think would be probably absolutely phenomenal if we get live adaptations of like Goofy and Donald and Mickey, and they're like the cartoony elements mixed with like human elements. Oh my God. If they do that well, it'll look spectacular. It sounds like it'll be something like kind of like Sonic, you know, or like, you know, Super Mario, how that looked. If they are able to create that kind of universe with Kingdom Hearts, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, best believe I will be watching. But all right, guys, that's all I have for today's episode. If you made it to the end, do me a favor, drop a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already. I will be making some more video for you guys coming up this week as well. I'll probably catch you maybe tomorrow, maybe even on Wednesday, and maybe streaming on twitch.tv so I can play me some good old classic Stellar Blade. I love you guys. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Yeah, take it easy, stay safe, brush your teeth, and yeah, I'll take it easy, peace.